There are a lot of idiots in this world and people that get triggered over the stupidest things. And then there's Pete from Around the Galaxy podcast, who makes them all look normal and sane. He claims to have the #1 Star Wars talk show. He's also a male feminist Star Wars shill that loves everything Disney produces. So he decided to take it amongst himself and defend good old Kathleen Kennedy when Gina posted all those truth bombs after that South Park episode. I'm sure you've seen it already. If you haven't, there's another video on that channel going through all of that. He decides to say this. In case you were wondering, Gina Carano has lost her GD mind. Well, why would Pete do such a thing? Everything in Pete's life is very, very small, so he's got to compensate and hope to find some more engagement to grow his presence and everything else in his life. Here he is attacking Star Wars theory. He does this about once a week, and it's very creepy and very odd. Here he's like, engagement must be slipping for old Star Wars theory. Calling on Mike Zero to co-host after Harloff came to his senses and turned him down. Here, take this massive L. Well, Pete just makes stuff up because Harloff didn't cancel because he came to his senses. It was a scheduling conflict, but he was hoping that theory would respond, because when these people do respond, the next thing Pete says was, why don't you come on my channel so we can talk about it? I mean, Pete, I wouldn't be talking about somebody's engagement when you take a look at yours. I mean, you have videos on here that haven't even cracked 50 views. But this is what he does, ladies and gentlemen. He calls out bigger YouTubers and Star Wars people in hopes that they would respond so that he can bring them in and put them on his channel and maybe grow a little bit. But I'll tell you this much, I bet he wasn't expecting this reply from Gina Carano. Do you always call a woman crazy just because she has more first-hand experience than you and says something you don't like or understand? Bit misogynistic, don't you think? Tisk tisk. It's always those male feminists that claim you're a misogynist, but they really are the true ones. They don't like anything that women have to say. They just want women to shut up and do what they're told. That's what Pete wants. Curious if your overlords pay you, or do y'all just go ahead and shove your whole head straight up their butts for free? I'm guessing for free. Might want to come out for some fresh air. And I hope you got something for that burn. Woo! And now Gina gets into some of the spicy tea that happened over there at Lucasfilm and starts dropping bombs. For some added context, not just for you, but for the people reading, one of the things your overlords asked me to do was to unfollow certain accounts because they said bad things about Kathleen Kennedy. That was a huge red flag for me. Oh, poor Kathleen Kennedy. Someone on the internet doesn't like you. So now you want everyone to unfollow them. You know, don't be around these people. They hurt my feelings. I'm Kathleen Kennedy. How dare they say something bad about me? If I were the head of one of the most powerful entertainment companies in the world, I would know that haters come with the territory. And that maybe the haters are expressing their thoughts because they actually care. And caring is a good thing, because as long as they care, well, hey, we still have something to work with. Maybe we can win their hearts back eventually, and maybe they do have some good things to add to the conversation, which they do and did. And at the very least, they'll still be buying the product. Look at Mando Season 1. Boom. If you are a proper good leader, you learn how to embrace and communicate, not dictate and silence and demand your actors and directors to unfollow and shame more than half of your fan base and the people who have stuck with the franchise for decades. And you wonder why no one cares about Lucasfilm now. You wonder why this year alone, they nuked Willow off Disney Plus. They shut down the Galactic Star Cruiser. Ahsoka's ratings were not great. And Andor, the most celebrated series to come out of Disney Plus, was the least watched show. People have walked away from Star Wars. Side note, don't say the Force is female, then allow only the men to express their political views online. In fact, just drop the ridiculous phrase completely. That's right. Pedro Pascal, he was allowed to say whatever he wanted to about Trump supporters and nothing happened to him. But God forbid Gina put beep bop boop in her profile and out she goes. One of the problems your overlords are having now is that they've made a lot of people completely stop caring about one of the most beloved franchises in history. All the bullying, pushing aggressive agendas, and trying to silence the people criticizing them. Yeah, exactly. People have had enough. And we're done. We just kind of laugh at it now. Star Wars just seems to be a joke. Yeah, is there a small group of people that still like it? I guess so. But every time they drop a show and they say this is the best Star Wars that you're going to get, look, we got Anakin here, we got this. The numbers don't lie. And the viewership is in the toilet. How are they able to tell stories they don't understand when the ones they identify with are the Empire? They are literally trying to squash the little guys, the rebellion. No wonder the storytelling is struggling. They fired and dehumanized people like me who did absolutely nothing wrong, all to virtue signal to people like you, Pete, the yes men. But yes men, unfortunately for you and them, did not drive culture. Maybe they were banking on the kids picking up the slack. Well, one of the best things about this franchise is passing it from generation to generation to share. The competition is too high to throw out something as valuable as that. Why would one generation pass it on when you've disrespected and thrown them away? Woohoo! Your overlords tried to hide behind the two opposing fan bases fighting each other instead of taking responsibility. So they are encouraging the hate, all while virtue signaling they are standing up for minorities, but instead using them as a shield and weapon. Funny enough, just how our government works. Ooh, psst, another burn. They think people will forget, and yes, maybe they will, but for this moment, they have heard the people's voice, and it shook them. They are choosing to stick with their weak leadership who couldn't handle YouTubers saying mean things online. When all it would have taken is a true leader to step in, take the reins, take some responsibility, stop discriminating, apologize about the things they have been doing wrong, step completely out of politics, but truly inclusive, and they'd be back in business. Until then, they're stuck with you, the yes man, and the plummeting stock. Dang! Whew, wait, there's more. I'm not saying I'm right on all fronts, but I'm open-hearted and refuse to discriminate based off of power people telling me how to think, act, and if there was something I needed to apologize for, I would have in a heartbeat. But I didn't say or do anything wrong. People come up to me daily to shake my hand and thank me for taking a stand. Even people who think differently. Yeah, I'm a witness. And we've recorded some of that stuff, and I've put it on the channel, especially at the Comic-Cons and different places where she's out and about. One thing is true. Good leadership makes for a better world, leading to healthier and happier people and better opportunity. Look around. We are watching the devastation effects of what bad leadership can do worldwide. Well said, Gina Carano. Boom! Mic drop, whatever you want to say. That was powerful. Sadly, people like Pete will see this statement and not learn from it and not look at themselves. They will just laugh and brush it off and think that they did something cool or something collective. He still has his head up Kathleen Kennedy's butt, so he can't really see. And he's hoping to get a little more of that Star Wars sauce falling from Lucasfilm for whatever reason. I have no idea why. And just to prove that the Star Wars bots are out there, I mean, look, there's already articles written about this whole entire thing about Gina talking about Kathleen Kennedy. And I mean, look, F. Carano, no one likes her. Literally, he liked his own tweet. This person's like, who cares? Look at the engagement, next to nothing. Bruh, Gina's downfall is certainly one for the books. Literally no engagement. They like their own tweets and that's about it. Maybe they call their mom. I don't know. How's Gina's career doing? Absolutely nothing. The Radio Rebellion Star Wars podcast put, nobody cares. Well, obviously no one cares about your podcast. I mean, let's just take a look here. 4 likes and one of them is from yourself. And hey, let's just see what we got here. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be tweeting, no one cares about what you have to say, when obviously looking at your work, nobody cares what you have to say. Nothing but bots, nothing but yes men, nothing but people that have their heads up Kathleen Kennedy's butt. That's all these people are. Good on you, Gina. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I don't think she's done. I can't really say anything. I can't really discuss it, but hold on to your buckets.